Hi, I'm Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, and perhaps from my tone you can tell this video is not going to be like one of my normal ones. It's nothing too serious or dire. I should probably put my mic closer to my face, but I don't know, I have wanted to just talk a little bit about how much I'm missing FNMs of all things. So this won't be as structured as normal. It won't be as barbed or even humorous necessarily. This is kind of like a talk to camera vlog. I probably won't even put music in the back of this. It's very strange. I don't normally do this, but I just felt like doing it. I've got a video rendering. I need to record a box opening in a moment as well. I just thought I'd just do this quickly whilst I'm waiting for the render to finish. Either over the weekend or on Monday I'll put up the video of me opening up this box, depending on if I get around to opening it today, and making a deck for me. I'm playing in the Commander the Commander Boxing League over on channelfireball.com. If you are looking to pick up one of those, there's a link in the description below. Use the code Kenobi, get one of those sweet tokens that Inkling Customs made of me. So if you're looking for sweet product opening content, there's that. Anyone remember FNMs? Pre-COVID, pre-pandemic, I kind of stopped going to FNMs. There was a time in my life where I went to like every FNM I could, which was the majority, like 3 times a month, 4 times a month if I could do it, and there wasn't a Friday that my wife wanted to do something else, my mates didn't want to do something. My mates, I mean non-magic mates. I still had mates at FNM, which I'll come to in a moment. But I used to go a lot. There was a period where I wanted to grind magic, where I went to PPTQs and PTQs even, because I'm only 21, but I can remember when there was other events too. And FNM was a good time to see my magic playing friends, talk about what events were coming up, practice a little bit, whether that be standard or modern or whatever. And then over time, I stopped going as much. Partly because I fell out of things like standard and didn't draft as much. I used to draft every set that came out like 2 or 3 times at least in paper, and I'd itch to draft it. And nowadays I'm not really much of a limited player, but I fell out of that habit of going to FNM. And then when I started making content full time in the last couple of years, and making, many videos about Magic a week, playing quite a bit of Magic a week, Magic becoming my job, I guess I just stopped going to FNM in general. Another factor to that is that the FNM that I went to primarily, which was the one in Southampton, I've been to some in Basingstoke and Newbury and stuff as well, but the one in Southampton, it's quite far away from me. I live at least half an hour, with traffic more, away from Southampton, which isn't a long drive. I know some people have to drive a long way. I'd love to hear in the comment section if your FNM was like 2 hours away and you only occasionally used to get to go to it. But it became difficult. I'd finish work late on a Friday, for example, and then I'd have to try and get home, change, bomb it down to Southampton, hit traffic, be late. I'd actually have to message ahead to the person running it saying, please put me in, I'm just running late and stuff. So I stopped going as much. There was an FNM locally that I also stopped going to because a couple of the players there just made me feel not comfortable. Everything I said about any format or anything Magic related was shot down or met with some weird looks, and I'm quite a confident person, especially within Magic, and the YouTube channels help with that and stuff. But it gets to a point where you get worn down and you just can't be fucking bothered. So I had it out with one of them saying I feel like you shot me down a lot, and they apologised, but I didn't really want to go back to that community because they were the big grinders in that very, very small pond. It's funny because if they're watching this or they watch my content, at least the one I had it out with will know exactly who I'm talking about. No hard feelings, buddy. It just didn't make me feel very comfortable. So here we are in the pandemic. This video has been recorded in December. I don't exactly remember when lockdowns and everything started, but it's been fucking months, right? And I don't need to tell you that. Everyone watching this, pretty much everyone watching this, has probably been involved with some form of lockdown. And the majority of my audience is American or British. We've got quite a good percentage of Australians too, but you all are in the same boat, right? You've either been in lockdown or things have come out of lockdown. They probably should still be in lockdown, and COVID is still ripping and tearing its way through everyone's not only social plans but like the fabric of what it is to have in our modern society. It's fucking wild, really. So like in the grand scheme of things, like missing FNM is fucking nothing, right? Like I'm very, very lucky. I'm very, very fortunate. My job has hardly been affected. The only difference really for me is that my wife has been home and working from home, so that's kind of nice in some ways, distracting in others. But I've not really had any problems with my job where I know other people are really struggling because economies are starting to really hurt from this. So I know first world problems and all that. I'm not here to like get a sob story on. It's just more sharing some thoughts I've had. How I'm weirdly missing something that I'd kind of taken for granted. It used to be that I didn't go to FNM because I played too much Magic during the week, and if it wasn't Legacy, I wasn't super interested. I used to try and get down to the Legacy FNMs when I could. But now I'm like, fuck, you don't know what you've got till it's gone kind of thing, right? And Spell Table and Webcam EDH and stuff like that has not replaced. It helps to scratch that itch, but it doesn't replace it. I'm sure if you're watching this, you know what I mean. Like, Spell Table is great, and I've enjoyed putting decks together and playing Spell Table on EDH and Chill. There's links in the cards and in the description and shit like that to EDH videos. The most recent one had Aaron Hansen of Egoraptor and Game Grumps on it. So that was sick. And I'm privileged to get to play with these like names and these cool people, and I love playing Magic with people that I call my friends. Via Spell Table, but it's not the same. It's not the same as being in the same room, right? And that's the thing, like, I miss paper play in general. I miss big events. I really miss GPs. One of the best parts of this job was getting to travel out to the Channel Fireball Hell GPs and just go traveling, go finding and seeing places. Like, going to GP Vegas, GP Reno, where else did I go? Prague, Bologna, like all these places that I never really would have gone to if it wasn't for like Magic and the channel and stuff. So I miss all those too, but that's a different kettle of fish. As soon as the pandemic came down, and I had to cancel plans for several GPs coming up, I was planning to hopefully get out to Australia this year as well, for whichever GP they had on there. That was an immediate like, oh fuck, that's a shame. But again, it's coming from a place of privilege, right? FNM's different to that. FNM was like, I'm not going anywhere. I go once every 2 months, maybe 3 months to a Legacy FNM, maybe less than that, down in Southampton. So I wasn't really missing it, but now I'm missing it more than ever. Like, I even tweeted about it recently, just saying, so everyone remember FNMs, because I'm weirdly nostalgic for it. I don't think that's just nostalgia for it, or maybe it is. But why is it different? I think the reason it's Spell Table and Webcam EDH, and this is the same for like D&D over Webcam too, because I'm missing my D&D group and my friends who are some of my closest friends getting to play Dungeons and Dragons. It's not the same. It's not the same. But what is not the same? I guess sitting down, the human interaction, being able to read each other's body language and being in the same room. There's a tactileness as well, right? Like patting a mate on the back or giving someone a hug is a whole different kettle of fish. But also, things like FNM, you meet people. I meet people every fucking week through my job, through Discord and Twitter and YouTube, but you don't meet them in the same way, right? I'm not saying the friends I haven't made and the followers that I interact with regularly on those platforms is not good. It's just not the same. And then there's like, I've made some really good friends through Paper Magic and through FNM and through weekly events. John is like the main admin on my Discord and quite an old friend at this point, and him and I got to know each other through pre-releases and FNMs and got to know each other very well. And Rob, who's often on the stream and he's getting a little bit of a fan base himself in the comment sections, Rob and I, we grew like close through a mutual love of Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering and playing them on a weekly basis. So yeah, it definitely hits different. The friends you make, the things you do, it's just different. I'm just saying shit that you all fucking know. Just wanted to verbalise it or write it down somewhere, right? This is the equivalent of me writing into a fucking Tumblr blog or some shit, but I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel and then be laughed at for being sentimental about Paper Magic. So FNM isn't really the thing I miss the most. Not at all. I miss going for drinks with my friends. I miss going to the cinema to an extent. Even I know I can, but I won't during the pandemic. I miss having people around to play D&D. I miss just strolling around like there's no Christmas market this year, and I'm not even a big fan of Christmas market. You know, people who are upset about the big Winter Wonderland in London getting cancelled, so they can't take their basic bitch post for Instagram. But like me and the wife walking around like the Winchester Christmas market was always it's a nice thing to do, and that won't happen this year. That's fine. So there's things I miss more in some ways, but I don't know. I'm starting to get pangs of wanting FNM back in regular paper play, and the thing is, I'm thinking I might run some like irregular FNM thing on my Discord where we get people together and everyone plays and there could be some sort of prize or whatever. Proxies allowed, Legacy and Commander sort of. I have no actual plans for this yet. I've just been thinking about it. So I'm sorry if you're a Discord member and you're like, what's this, Vince? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. But I'm planning on doing that. But again, it just isn't the same. I was lucky enough to have a little bit of the FNM experience when we came out of lockdown a little while ago in England. I actually went to my local game store to play Warhammer. I opted to do that once a week as opposed to FNM. FNMs weren't really firing in most game stores or events. mainly because you have to cram a lot of people into one room with Magic FNM. The Warhammer events or evenings would have like a maximum of 6 people, 2 meters between you, back door open, masks on, don't touch each other's stuff. It's a lot different to Magic. And that was nice. Start meeting some new people and start feeling like I'm part of a community locally. And I'm hoping to continue that once COVID is gone, whenever the fuck that'll be, with like in-store play for Magic and Warhammer. So I got a little bit of that, and then I got snatched away again as we went back into lockdown, but probably safely. There was part of me wondering, even with the spaced out, door open, masks on, don't touch over stuff, whether I was running or taking a risk. Being out there when there's a global pandemic going on, and the idea that I could catch it and contract it and spread it and stuff, whether that was a risk I was taking just to play fucking a hobby game. So, yeah, I'm not returning to that until we're in a much safer position, I guess. It all just takes its toll, right? Like, I feel like my mental health has been a lot worse, as has everybody's. This is not a unique thing. During COVID and during lockdown, I guess less human interaction. I have tons of human interaction. My human interaction comes in the form that I live with my wife, which I'm very lucky. I know some partners have been split up because of COVID, or split up physically, should I say, not, and I guess probably relationship-wise as well. So I've got somebody with me, and also like my Patreon Discord is very active, and I can get games of pretty much anything, any time of the day, League, Warhammer, Magic on there as well. So I hang out on there quite a bit, and that's been another element of human interaction and calls. We went on a dog walk a little while ago with some friends as well, keeping distant apart and stuff. So there is interaction. It's just I'm going to say the same fucking phrase again because this is off script and I'm just rambling, but it's not the same, right? And it takes its toll. And I feel like the last few weeks I've been struggling a little bit to stay motivated, stay focused, and to stay happy. And I think that's fine. I think that's just normal, and it's okay to go through phases like that. So I guess I just want to share that with you all as well. I'm still trying to put out regular content. I still love Magic. I still love Warhammer. And I still love doing this shit for anyone who ended up watching this fucking rambly 15-minute talk about FNMs and mental health. But, yeah. I don't know. I think I might need a small amount of breaks over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to do some real good rejigging of this office. I might be moving to a different space in this house, a larger space. So watch this space for a new setup and more room for tabletop and some extra cameras and stuff. So that's exciting. That's nice. And I think that will help as well, instead of being stuck in these 4 walls all the fucking time. And also I'm going to hire an editor in the new year as well. So I guess this is the first official posting about it. Keep an eye out. I'm going to actually open applications maybe in the new year. So don't start emailing me or DMing me right now, because I'm not going to really have the time to look at that stuff. But in the new year, I'll be looking for people with existing editing experience to help me edit my gameplay and some of my talking head stuff as well. And that's it, really. That's my channel update. What else is there to add? There's more videos coming. If you watched this, if you enjoyed it, then hit the like button and let me know if you want me to ramble into the camera every couple of weeks, as I tell you all how I'm feeling slightly unafraid and how I miss interacting with actual humans at a table. Let me know in the comment section as well whether you are itching to get back to FNM, whether we even can, right? If we're realistic about it, there is a lot of places in this world that probably won't be vaccinated anytime soon. If you didn't know, the UK has just started having its first vaccinations on older people. Obviously there's a lot of controversies around people thinking it's untested and all that shit because it was so quick to come out. So there's a theory, there's talk of us being primarily majority vaccinated by the back end of next year, which is exciting, right? It sounds like a return to normality, but do you believe in that? I don't want to hear if you're anti-vax, if you believe vaccinations are evil, just fuck off. I don't want to hear from you. But do you think your country, where you are now, do you think you'll be vaccinated by the end of next year? And if so, are you going to go back to FNM? And if not, is your country safe? Some countries have very low COVID numbers compared to the UK and America because our governments have handled it so badly. I'd like to hear about it. I'd like to hear that somewhere out there people are living their best lives and enjoying Magic how it's meant to be played, which is in a gathering, right? Right, I'm going to end this rambly fucking video here. There'll be some more composed stuff coming over the next couple of days, and plenty more stuff next week as well with gameplay and box openings and such. Oh, and I've got a cracker of an EDH 101 coming. Do I give spoilers? I'm really excited for this video. I've gone from trying to be helpful to getting people into the game to just being painfully sarcastic and ripping the piss. It's basically satire. I'm excited for it. Anyway, hit that like button, smash that bell, subscribe and all that shit, and I'll see you in the comment section. Ta-ta for now.